After the release of Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, one thing was very apparent. This was a huge franchise and a huge deal for Sony going forward. And give or take a couple of days right after it, we had the announcement of about 5 spin-offs that were happening. Today, we're talking about the female-centric one and what the current status is. So we already know that production on Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse 2 is already happening, and they're still targeting that October 2022 date. Now of course that's still quite a ways off, but during that time they can still develop side projects, which we know they are doing. Multiple spin-off projects on TV and film are happening, and of course the first one that was announced besides Spider-Verse 2 would be the female-centric one, which of course would star Spider-Gwen along with other notable characters. Now I think most people are very well aware that Haley Steinfeld is the voice of Spider-Gwen. She of course was previously rumored to be up for the role of Hawkeye in the MCU, aka the Kate Bishop version, and of course she did have a pretty successful time on Bumblebee, so things are looking good for her. So recently, speaking with ET, she opened up a little bit on the Spider-Verse spin-off, and she said that more or less right now they're trying to figure out the timing and figure things out. Now, while she doesn't explicitly say it, she's talking about COVID and how everything had to be pushed back. Naturally, if Spider-Verse got pushed back about a year, give or take a couple months there, and there is some people saying that maybe it could get bumped up if things go ahead of schedule, you have to understand that the spin-offs more than likely were in the same situation. Now, of course, this could change at any time depending on how they see it, but I would assume that you're probably not getting the spin-off before you get the core sequel. It just wouldn't make sense if they're already further ahead on the sequel than they are on the spin-offs. Again, I hope that makes sense to you. And of course, just to update, the previously rumored / in talks director Lauren Montgomery, who of course worked on Voltron, Legendary Defender, I believe that was it. She was the one that was in negotiations to direct this spin-off, but then again, we haven't heard anything since there was a whole Sony shakeup with Spider-Man and the whole Marvel Disney deal and the TV rights being kind of a big negotiating bargain. So again, it's taken a little bit longer, but we should know things soon, relatively speaking.